was at the University of Guelph 2001 and had my time there to 2006. Had a great time in this very engineering building. It was smaller back then, and I had a couple consulting jobs and got my first sort of, I'll say, real engineering job out of school, shortly after school at Connectech. So I've had a long journey there. I was design engineer for about 10 plus years, and then was the CTO for another 8+ years, and just sort of came into the president's role the last 2 years. So, sort of in charge of all of our product direction and technology, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I got accepted to the University of Guelph around 2018, so predating the robotics team here, unfortunately. But I went into kind of a true computer science path. So unfortunately, I didn't get to touch the hardware as much as I would have liked, but I got a great education that kind of grounded me in the software aspects and really set me up for success and really pursuing my interests long term. And I got very fortunate with the timing that Connectech was hiring, and through some good fortune, I landed the role at Connectech and have been loving it ever since. So.
So I was actually a previous Connectech co-op student, and I got familiar with the hardware and kind of the applications of where their kind of hardware aligned with. It basically started in 2020 around COVID. There was a group of 4 students that kind of just came together and created the UGRT, or the University of Guelph Robotics team. And that kind of grew as a community. From there, we basically created an organization of like skills and trades of engineering. So going from mechanical, electrical.
I was on robotics teams throughout high school. I just really enjoy being in like a community team that like works towards a like one goal, but I'm not entirely sure right now. I am learning that I enjoy project management and kind of like seeing everything come together.
As my position as vice president, I've been more on, just like what Stella has done, being more project management. And as a mechanical engineer, that's kind of where I want to be in my career goal, as with regards to my career goals. So just trying to get into that field within manufacturing automation.
I want to do something financially orientated, so fintech. I joined the team because of Stella. I handle budgets. But yeah, fintech, and
I mean, I'm just looking my options open. I do very much like the design aspect when it comes into projects. Previously, I've worked doing control systems, like control system designer. I did really like that, kind of from the front and back end, doing like flow drawings to submittals, bill of materials. I kind of done it all. So I did want to try and kind of expand my reach to see what else is out there. Similar to Matt, I wanted to try and get into like the hardware a little bit more, maybe more test validation as well on some lower level stuff. So currently that's what I'm seeking at the moment.
I just like building stuff. She's the more like mechatronic type person. I'm more like machinist and mechanic type things. I just like building physical stuff. And so ideally I go into like prototyping or some sort of engineering domain.
Well, I've been designing things for a while now. Back in high school, I was on first robotics design team for that, which led to this. So likely it'll be something kind of design related. Started to look more into like aerospace, that side of things, but we'll see. I'm kind of open to anything like of that nature.
So my time at Connectech, it was great. It showed me a whole different side of embedded firmware. What I like to do is try to diversify what I've done. So over my previous co-op experiences, I've done technical support, I've done software development, and now more my target is hardware development. So if there's any opportunities that would be involved at Connectech, which I know that they are fundamentally a hardware company, which is great, and they work with some pretty awesome stuff, then I would 100% be interested in returning. so for something like this, where we're traveling along and using camera vision and doing real-time processing, it just makes sense to use hardware that I'm familiar with and I know that gets the job done. So it made sense to reach out to ConnectTech.
What I really like is some of the engineering disciplines they have here have really been on the forefront of, and especially with design engineers that we tend to hire out of school, they have a really good grasp of hardware and software, sort of a good mix between them, which is like really great for our industry because there's really no piece of hardware that doesn't have some sort of firmware or software on it.